yay. Oh, we're live. All right. Woo. Hello. Namaste. Welcome, everyone. Akasha here. I'm so blessed, so happy to be with you on this beautiful day. So, tomorrow is the new moon, and on Friday and Saturday is the equinox. And we are ending the astrological year with the Pisces new moon, and we're starting Aries season, which is the first sign in the Western tropical astrology. And so we have portals again, of course. These are always portals, these are always opportunities. We're being supported by the universe, by the cosmos, with these energies because we're going through the massive up level, right? We're going through this incredible evolutionary experience as a planet, as a collective conscious, and as humans, but along with everything else in form. And the beautiful thing is, I want to invite you to remember, despite what you see happening around you, craziness and so on, that everything is happening for us, and we can't stop the evolution of the universe. It's on a pre-planned trajectory. It's a spiral that continues to go up, and our illusion that we live in, and our trance and our sleep state, kind of like the Matrix, we've collapsed into a body, and we don't have to be forgetful. We don't have to be in this trance, but that's the history that we're coming from. That's what we were born into. We chose to come, and now we're waking up in very, very deep sense. And that Nacht, as the Maya say, Nacht is illusion, the illusion of time and space, is a beautiful construct. It's like going into a beautiful hotel and you can enjoy it, but it doesn't mean that it's the truth for everything in your life. So as we wake up, metamorphosis means change. And if we change, then our world changes. If we keep the same, if we keep living everyone else's stories, we keep going, oh no, this person said that. Oh no, the news said this. Oh, I scrolled on Facebook and it said that. Oh, what if this happens? What if this bad thing happens? We have to get control of this because our words have power. Our thoughts are things. What we've created is what is happening. Everything is a reflection of who we are, who we were mostly. And as we transform, we cannot ask the external world to change first. Okay? If you stood in front of a mirror and you said, I'm not going to smile until you smile, and you wait for your reflection in the mirror to smile first. Well, it sounds silly, and that's the reason that I use this analogy, because you know that your reflection isn't going to smile first. You have to smile, and then the reflection comes back to you. It's a very literal truth in the mysteries, in the structure, in the sacred geometry, in the quantum physics, as we call it now, although ancient civilizations and societies and mystery schools have been teaching this for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it's simple truth. And what we're all coming out of is we're not going to be the caterpillar anymore. So we're in a cocoon, and this decade, what I was shown in 2019 was that this decade is the cocoon. It's the breakdown. It's the great societal reset. I remember reading from some scientists called it that. And if they read the cosmos, right, the ancients, the Maya and many other cultures, they could prophetize, they could see the cycles of nature, the cycles of the equinoxes, the 26,000 year cycle of the equinoxes, the cosmic changes. When you follow any one of those, when you understand this bigger vision that we're on a path of moving to the most wonderful experience, and the fear, the war, the pain, the violence, the hate, the prejudice, the guilt, the shame, the blame, the condemnation, the craving, the needing, the feeling like you're not good enough. I've spent most of my life there. And that is the path that is falling away. So our identity, our self-image, right? I talk about this all the time, and our different classes, Wishes Fulfilled, and other things we do have all been about understanding the true energetics of the universe, how powerful we each are, even though we were all told we were not. And we grew up inside of a culture or a family or a religion or a school or whatever, most of us, that said, you're not good enough. You probably will never be good enough. And you've got to work really hard. You've got to plan ahead. You need to know before you do. You need to see the money before you do something with the money. You need to all this. It's completely opposite. And it's very easy for us to be fed false images, false ideas of who we are, what's possible. There's not enough. There's not enough. Here's an example. Recently, you may have heard that I live in Mexico. I live in the Yucatan. I'm on the very, very far east coast, right? I'm directly below Louisiana. On the complete other side of this very large country, on the coast over there, there was a big experience where, I don't know the details, but the government went in and caught a bad guy and whatever. The news that went out in the world was so unbelievably exaggerated. The fear, don't go here, this horrible thing is happening, all these things you're going to die, that it was shocking to sit here in tranquility and peace, and not one single person was canceling their trip. I asked my driver, who goes to Cancun 5, 6, 7 times a week to pick up people coming here, drive them around. I said, have you had a lot of cancellations? No. Why? Because not just because it was way far away, but because we knew the truth, that it wasn't a big deal. And then I have friends who live in that town, and my mother has friends who were visiting on vacation when it happened. And when I contacted them, they were like, oh yeah, we're fine. We just stayed home for a day or two, and it's really not that big of a deal. There was a Conscious Life Expo where thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people were going to that exact place a week later. And I saw people I know going, oh, I'm so glad I went. And they were on the beach and they're dancing. And 2 weeks later, they're still there. And they said it was the greatest event and the community was wonderful. This isn't what the news is telling people. The news is controlled. It's manufactured. They take something like this and then exaggerate and say, oh my God, don't leave your home. Don't go anywhere. Be in fear, be in fear, be in fear. You're not safe. You're not safe. You're not safe. It is so easy to hold us back from our personal power. And if we keep waiting to see the exterior result, we're literally asking the reflection in the mirror to change first before we are willing to step out of our comfort zone, go on a retreat, change your job, leave a marriage, whatever it is, okay? Whatever's falling apart in your life, celebrate it because you're being liberated. And I've said that for so long now that it is so fast, the manifestation that's coming back to us. It's quite profound. So what we're going to do today is celebrate the equinox and celebrate the new moon. And I will share a new moon celebration with you tomorrow. So make sure that you subscribe or that you get notifications or you're on my email list at nanakasha.com so that you know when I release that. What we're doing right now is we're in the center of the cocoon. So if you understand that you're very similar to the butterfly, you start as a caterpillar, you have limits, you're earthbound, you believe that you are your body, you believe that this is solid, you believe that that's not possible, you believe you need to know how. These are all limits that under certain circumstances probably don't hurt you at all. However, it's not truth. It is illusion. We are living in an illusion. We aren't the body. Okay. We have the mind. We've talked about this. We create with the mind. We have a brain, but the brain isn't the mind, right? It's got the neural pathways of the habits. The habits are in our cells. They're in our nervous system. They're in our aura field. They're in our, we have these vows we made, like I'll never speak up again. It's not safe. Or I'm never going to travel again because, it was uncomfortable, or I didn't feel safe, or I went on vacation to this place and this terrible thing happened. What's shocking to me is my mother's 92. So her friends were, I think, more like my age, 60s or 50s, but they didn't come back with a big fear story because they were there. And they said, oh, that's, it's no different than like, if you had a tornado in your neighborhood and you went, wow, okay. Then you move on with your life. You don't say, oh, this is a terrible thing happened. Then you're creating more of it. Now is the time of balance. The equinox is balance. All right. It's perfect. I actually look at I don't live at the equator, but I'm south of the US. So I'm a little bit lower than the colder places. And right now, the sunrise is like 6:05 and the sunset is like 6:03. So we are in this incredibly balanced moment. We're having, depending where you are, it might be different, but we're having the opportunity to be gifted with sun, night, moon, stars. These are all living beings that have powerful energies, personalities, expertise, medicine, I like to call it, messages. And they could be messengers for us. So if you like the moon, then you're going to like my new series that we're going to be doing every new moon, every full moon, and maybe even some of the other phases of the moon, because it's so important for us to understand that it's a portal, that it's a gift, that it has this incredible opening, or it shows up. It's like someone showing up at your house and saying, okay, today I'm going to take care of all the cleaning in your house, and you're free to go meditate or read a book or sleep or get rest or create or imagine. Use your intuitive skills to start to make your life better, to decide what you want, to tell the mirror, to tell the universe, this is how I feel. This is what I want. And don't feed it a story of fear. So as we are in this place of balance, there's opportunities. If you find yourself habitually, and it's normal, so don't judge yourself because that just makes it worse, right? So you have the scale that I teach all the time in all my classes, and we got a new class coming up soon. So if you are telling a story that brings you into judgment, you're down at guilt. It's a second lowest state. It's very difficult down there. It's heavy. It's full of fear. You can't see a lot. It's like being in a basement. And then being like, why can't I see the horizon and the sunrise? Because you're in the basement. You're in a dense energy. That's just the facts of the matter. And there's no reason to judge it, because if you do, then you stay there. If you just say, oh, thank you, and you accept, right? A state of acceptance. We've always highlighted that. It's there on the scale. I transformed David Hawkins, thank you, scale into my own. And it has like under the water, and then you come up and you start to get in states of power. You start to feel courage and willingness and inspiration, and I can do it, and affirmations and all of these wonderful things. And then you break into acceptance. I used to think acceptance meant that I was saying it's okay that I don't have enough money. It's okay that I don't have the love of my life. It's okay that, that I never feel like I'm good enough. And I didn't want to accept. I was like, no, I don't accept this. This isn't okay. Well, guess what? That means that I was never going to get past that to what I did want, because I'm rejecting it. When we accept what is, just that it is. Oh, I'm standing on the northeast corner of Madison and Fifth. That's all it is. You're just seeing a fact that your life is there. Oh, I just got fired from my job. Oh, my spouse just left me, or, oh, I'm going to leave my spouse, or I'm no longer willing to engage with these people who are in conflict or who criticize me. Oh, I am finding out I have a lot of judgment inside of me, and I'm criticizing myself. I'm criticizing other people. These are the things that are rising up within us. And we have this illusion that we were fed this nonsense story that we should be perfect in a certain way. We should be what other people want us to be. We should have a certain amount of money, then we can be happy. We should have a certain body, then we can be happy. We could have a certain level of comfort, then we can be happy. Well, travel, go to a few countries, see people living a different lifestyle, see people living in great poverty, and they're not, in general, feeling like their life sucks. In fact, some of the happiest people I've met live in the jungle and have barely anything. Does it mean you have to not have anything and be poor to be happy? No. You can have millions of dollars. You can have $1. You can have no dollars. You can be happy no matter what, but you have to choose. We are the creators of our reality. So right now, the opportunity is that the equinox is why I always love the equinoxes. The two equinoxes are my favorite. I love the solstices. I love everything, but these are my favorite because we are given an opportunity. It releases the pressure. It opens a corridor, and we're in that corridor, and we're in the portal of the new moon. And the new moon, Pisces, right? Remember, Pisces is the fish, but it's a water sign, and it's a very intuitive sign. And water dissolves things. So there's not a lot of structure. There's not a lot of boundaries. There's not a lot of that energies that say you have to do it this way. And perhaps you have some things in your life that are dissolving, that are falling apart because we've been in Pisces for a while. A Pisces new moon is the energy that's holding the womb of creation. A new moon is always the dark moon. And part of it is you can't see through the dark. So you need to be careful that you are feeling good. You're happy. You're projecting the harmony, the bliss. You're living in the end result. You're choosing the end result you want. And this is the thing. I highly recommend that you come and take some classes with me because the distinction is important. And I've been taking mystery classes and teaching mystery classes for 35 years. And there's a refinement. I'm always learning. I'm always studying. I'm always coming into new revelations because you can't know the whole truth. If you're in kindergarten and you're learning 1 + 1 = 2, you can't, if somebody says, now do calculus, it's unreasonable. Yet we have this idea that somehow we should just magically, because I lit some incense and I have some crystals and I wear this little thing and I love all of that, okay? But they're tools, they're frequency, they raise my vibration. You know, I wear obsidian. I have these gorgeous pieces of obsidian. This is a living being. It's volcanic glass. That means it's a part of the earth. It holds energy. It's got gold in it, okay? It pulls out bruises, darkness, fear. It protects from those things. It gives us a clear mind. It isn't that is going to do my spiritual work for me. That is a supporter. That is a tool. If I'm going to build a house, I need a hammer. If I do it without a hammer, I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to be really hard. It's going to take a long time. So tools, spiritual tools, these beautiful crystals, these beautiful beings, if you relate to them. But don't think, oh, I need 10 more crystals before I can actually meditate, or I need to do it perfectly every day. You don't. Yet you have to choose. You have to realize you're the only one inside your head choosing what to say, what to think, who to listen to, where to go, what to decide, what to choose. And you can't wait. And yet you allow, you accept, okay, here I am. I need money to pay the bills. I feel like I have no friends because I'm on my spiritual path. Maybe you're one of those people. I really would love a community of more loving people. I feel separate and I don't like it anymore. That's okay. So what we're going to play with today, I'm not quite certain how it will come through because I always show up and create the container, and then together, because you're here, hi Tiffany. Oh, hi sweetie. Because you're here, you're part of creating this container. And what we do together then is acknowledge that we're in this place of balance and we let go of being extreme or attached or entangled to one thing or the other. If you can't go from everything is here, everything's provided for me, the universe is on my side, and yet I have to believe that, I have to trust that, I have to choose that, I have to decide that in order for, the heavens to open and for it to pour on me, like Neville or Florence Scovel Shinn, beautiful woman from the 1800s that wrote some incredible books about these things, about understanding that your tongue is your wand, your word is your wand, is one of her books. Something in the Game of Life or something is one of her books. And she teaches this, and she actually worked with people that long ago. She was an artist. So when you actually realize that you're a creator, whether you think you are or not, regardless of what you were told, regardless of how you've lived your life. There's no such thing as spirit, or I'm not good enough, or I don't have the right genes or the right money or the right clothes, whatever. None of it's true. So choose what you wish. Choose that now I am guided. Now I'm supported. Now in this very moment, doors and harmony and bliss are opening for me. I did a retreat a couple weeks ago. It was wow, here in the Maya land. My Mayan wisdom keeper, elder, he was with us for a few days. Our driver was also a wisdom keeper. That I knew him, but I had no idea the level that he had. And the women bonded. It was just one of those incredible experiences. And I'm always grateful because every experience is an opening for me. And if you are a reflection of me and I am a reflection of you, we are offering to each other these energies. But you don't have to let me and my opinion affect you. But if you want to choose that what I say is true and that you can coherently, what are your thoughts? They become things. They'll never go away, but you don't have to live in them. You can decide, oh yeah, I used to think that, but that's not true for me. And then it's over there. It's true. It's formed. It's a part of reality because all reality is formed, but you don't have to live there because you don't believe that anymore. Now you believe that, you're free to choose what you want. And so now you're playing in that freedom. And now new doors and new opportunities, new people will appear. It truly looks like miracles. It truly looks like magic. And yet it's not. It's math, it's science, it's, whatever, these linear things that we've been taught to defer to. If science didn't prove it, then it's not true. Well, that's going to limit you for a long time because science is just starting to prove the truths of the ancient mystery schools, which have been true for thousands of years. So when you wait for someone else to prove it true, instead of listening to yourself, taking a step forward, moving, this is the perfect time to do it. You're supported in balance, above, below, within, without, the universal laws, the hermetic laws. These are very important because they're laws of the universe. They're never going to change. They're not outdated. It's like saying, oh, do we really have to care about our past lives anymore? Isn't that kind of passé? Well, no, because they're a part of you and your future potential lives are a part of you. And you live on a spiral and you can connect to all of them. And they're all here to show you either wounds, vows, or to work with you to create new worlds, new possibilities. So I highly recommend you get out of your routine. You get out of where you live. Even if you drive an hour away from your house and spend the day at a park or walking around somewhere new, just do it differently so that you can break the habits that are firmly embedded and you can break the illusion that you're seeing, because you're seeing everything that's based on what you believed before. And you entered into a timeline that your family was in and you were taught, well, this is true by your family and this is true by your church and this is true by your school, this is true by your gender and all of that. So all we do now is say, well, that was interesting. And I'm glad I had that experience. And now I'm in the middle of the cocoon. What happens in the middle of the cocoon? Well, the caterpillar has an imaginal cell. So do we. What is that? It's the part that already knows that you're divine, already knows that you're rich, that you're happy, that you're whatever, that you have community, that you're loved, that you're doing things with purpose, that you flow through life and you trust and everything just shows up magically. Whatever it is, this part of you knows who you could become. If you don't become it and you spend your whole life in fear and you die, is the universe going to judge you? No. That's the beauty. There's no judgment outside of you. There's no guilt to be in. And when you feel guilty because you didn't do it sooner or you wasted your time, very common thing. I used to do that to myself. Oh, I wish I knew this sooner. Oh, I wasted all this time. Just let it go, because judging it is going to make more of it happen. Then stop proving yourself. Stop fighting for your limitations. Use this balanced corridor and this new moon, which is like go into the center of your being. We talk about your Genesis crystal. I teach about your Genesis crystal. This is the 8 original cells at the base of your spine. Do we have one here? No. I carry them with me to the sites that I go to. I'm going to one on Thursday so that I'm at a pyramid, at a sacred site on the 20th. The 20th, 21st are both the equinox days. And they're the epitome of that portal of equality, of balance. So if you're standing inside of a space that's balanced and it's radiating to you and it's offering, you can attune to it. But if you bring in all your fear, oh, but it's not going to work, oh, then you're going to be caught up in that. Your attention, your energy is giving to that. So please break free, even if for a few minutes, to know that your spirit knows what's happening for you, that you can let go of trying to control everything. If you've made declarations to yourself, like, I'm never doing that again until this changes. I'm not going to be nice to people because until this person apologizes. I'm not going to try to succeed again because I failed 3 times and it was embarrassing. And my ex used to say, oh, well, you see, you keep going to these seminars, but clearly they're not working if you have to go back again. Even at the time, I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. You do take a shower every day. You do change your oil in your car on a regular basis. You see plants grow, bloom, die, and produce fruit and start over. Like, we live in a cycle. We can't be attached. We can't be entangled because then we're limited. So we have to realize that our entire self-image, our entire belief system, it's over. It's not that we've done something wrong to the world. The world is adjusting itself based on our toxic thoughts and pollution and the toxins in our bodies and ourselves and the limitation that our minds have because we've been fed a lot of BS ideas, as well as food that's poisoned and other things. And again, don't get, oh no, it's this terrible thing. We got to go hunt down these bad people. Choose a path of love, harmony, and bliss. That doesn't mean that you let people treat you any way you want. You stand inside of it. Oh no, thank you. Not on my planet, not in my reality. I'm not going down that. Isn't it terrible that this person did this thing? No, that person's got their own choice. They're living their reality. I am not interested in getting involved in that conversation. I don't want to create more war. I'm not interested in creating more hate. I'm not interested in blaming people and getting caught up in that and feeling bad and going to bed with that because I'm asking the Divine Mother to create more of it. And she's making babies and she's making them all the time. Everything you think, she's saying, yes, dear, I love you. You get whatever you want. So when we tell her, oh, this is terrible, that's terrible, I'll never have what I want, she's like, okay, that's what you want. I'll give you more of it. So if you're pointing, well, you're saying that I can have whatever I want. You're saying that I could change my life, but this happened to me and that happened to me. And yesterday someone stole my money. And the other day someone beat up my friend and my daughter's being bullied and these people took my money. And this poor woman over here doesn't have the money or the health insurance. Of course we're seeing that. But why are you seeing that? Because we've all agreed that we live in a limited reality. Use the balance of the equinox to free yourself from these imbalances, from seeing the extremes. Understand everything's an illusion. It's a movie, it's a play, it's a game, whatever way you want to perceive it. We've talked about this over many years. And here's my best offer to you. Stop telling your story and start telling the story you really desire. And if somebody around you, don't tell other people, because when you tell somebody, I believe that the world is beautiful and wonderful, and I'm going to ignore the fact that there's this war and this pain, I'm not telling you to not help people. I'm telling you, don't buy into anybody being a victim, including yourself, because then you're going to be a victim and you're going to manifest more things in your reality that prove you're a victim. You will prove yourself right. Scientists will prove themselves right because that's what they want. So watch What the Bleep Do We Know Down the Rabbit Hole, incredible movie, to show you how you create your reality. And you have addictions in your body, addictions not just to food, but addictions to approval, addictions to love. We, as a hypnotherapist and a homeopathic doctor and an energy worker and a mystery school teacher and a shaman and all these things I've done through my life to discover what's the truth. What happens when we're very young is there's an event that we are separated from love and approval. For you, it could be the minute you were born. For most people, it's a few months or a year or two into their life where You're loved and adored, and you've got all these people around you. Oh, you're so wonderful, you little tiny baby cutie pie, blah, blah, blah. And then you reach a point where suddenly the feedback is, why did you do that? You shouldn't have done that. You broke that glass. You're going to your room. I'm ashamed of you. I'm mad at you. You need to get your shit together. Okay. And whatever version of that you received, the first time that you were separated from the love and the adoration and the safety and the approval of your parents or whoever else was around you that you trusted was very painful. And ever since then, you've been chasing that love and that approval. This is a deep, deep psychological wound that is also amplified by all of the lives that you've lived that have had these pains. So you've heard me talk about all my sessions with clients usually end up with some kind of past life coming in, maybe future lives, maybe many, but they show us, they come to be with us now to say, you have been afraid of speaking up ever since this life where you spoke up and then everybody you loved got killed, or you were burned at the stake, or your family was murdered, or you lost all your money because people didn't like what you said. And yeah, that's happened on the planet. Just read a book. Okay. We know that this horror, this history has been going on the planet, but we don't have to perpetuate it. You don't use the past to prove that you can't have what you want. You say, well, the past was interesting. I learned a lot from it. So now we have this beautiful corridor of balance and beauty. And the new moon is very important because it's the place we plant seeds. Now, what does that mean? Esoterically, energetically, remember we have exoteric, esoteric, mesoteric. We have different levels of reality. That's the truth, whether you believe it or not. If you start to experience those for yourself, tangibly, come on a retreat, do a class with me, do something different, open yourself to miracles and magic, even though you don't have any idea how they're going to happen. That's the key right there. Let go of the how. You've heard that a million years. You literally have to let go of the how. Now, new doors open. If you lose your identity, like the caterpillar, doesn't have little feet anymore, doesn't have little jaws to eat anymore, doesn't have a skin anymore, it loses its identity until it turns to goo. But nothing is added and nothing's taken away from that cocoon. And it transforms into a butterfly. Now, if you didn't know, and you saw a caterpillar and a butterfly, would you ever think they're the same being in the same life, in the same form? No, right? So what is going on here? That's where we are right now. We're at the core of the breakdown. And the more you and I say, thank you for freeing me. Thank you for this falling apart in my life. Thank you for removing my dependence on this person, my belief on limitation, my belief that, oh, if I do this thing, then and I use up my money. Like a lot of people have the belief that money is limited. I retired and I have this money and it's just going to go down and I'm so afraid and when the money will show up, I'll come. Listen, I was just talking to a client. I had a private client this morning and she's been with me for 13 years, I think. And she said, we were talking about the fact that if you decide what you're going to do based on, I don't know how, I don't know where the money is, I don't want to spend the money, I don't want to go in debt, I don't want to use a credit card, someone else has to agree that it's okay for me to do this, you don't have any power in your life, period. Sorry. That's just the truth. You've given your power. You're living everybody else's story. Stop telling their story. Stop telling your story of woe, your story of, oh, poor me, oh no. If you're gifted with an opportunity and then you immediately turn around and say, okay, well, that was really nice, but what do I do? Then you're rejecting the gift you were given and you're rejecting the doorway that's just open to you to higher states of consciousness. Acceptance leads to forgiveness, which is letting go of the emotional body, which is your power. So you no longer feel burdened, you feel empowered. It lets go of the conflict and confusion in the mind and moves into harmony. Okay, this is on the scale. Then what happens when your mind's in harmony? What is it in harmony with? Well, What have you chosen? I want to be in harmony with balance, peace, love, kindness. People are so helpful. Opportunities open. I don't have a clue how this is going to happen, but I know that in my heart, this is what I'm meant to do. It opens my bliss. It makes me feel good. I'm going to move forward with it. Use this time, this next week, in this corridor with planting seeds of your soul that you bless with. I'm ready to embrace my freedom. I am safe as I am losing my form and my shape. I don't need to know who I'm becoming. I don't need to know where the answers are. I'm surrendering, trusting that my inner blueprint, just like a seed, you don't take a seed for a tomato and then talk to it like, please turn into a tomato. Don't go try to become a weed. It knows what to do because it doesn't get in the way of what's programmed inside of us. So we have this Janisa crystal, these 8 original cells, just below your belly button, and your belly button, your umbilical cord goes inside, and then it connects to this. Well, it doesn't just hold the codes that formed your physical body. It holds the codes of your soul blueprint. And this is called the Dan Chen in some Tai Chi and Qigong and things like that. It's where your soul lives. And because the Janisa crystal has a sacred geometrical shape, and it is where Kundalini, if you've heard of Kundalini, is the coiled serpent. What that means is your potential of the divine being that you can become, the magnificent things that you can create, the beautiful world of peace that you are here to embody. And it's not a fantasy. So if someone says, oh, get real, that's not true, face the facts, life sucks, these people are mean, get real, go get a job, blah. You are the only person who can say, thank you so much. I love you. You can choose that. Not on my planet, not on my planet, not in my body, not here. I'm going to start to love my belly button. I'm going to start to love my Janisa crystal. I'm going to start to nurture that potential that's waiting for this exact moment because it knows who you can become. And you have millions of pathways in front of you, millions of timelines in front of you that you can become, that you can go down next. Or are you choosing to let your past and your fear and what's going on around you to decide what you think is true and where you're going? Well, I obviously can't go to college now because there's no loans and the economy's going to hell. Who told you that? Why are you believing it? Oh, well, this economist is very important and I don't give a shit. Okay, these people are trained inside of a matrix that is controlling what they believe, and then they're feeding you. Well, I think maybe, and then 80 million people are out there talking. Well, I think this means this. This could mean this disaster. That could mean that disaster. I don't listen to any of it, and I don't need to know it to stay safe because I'm creating my own reality. And after many decades of my own personal inner work and my life falling apart over and over and over from money and businesses and relationships and a divorce and a bankruptcy and a daughter who died and on and didn't disowned. I mean, we all have this story. But if you look at it as bad, then you're never going to get the benefit of it. It's all a blessing. It's all freeing us. Now we're walking through a corridor. We're ending an astrological year. We're also ending a cycle of thousands of years that the ancients understood the potential of this moment. So are you going to take this moment where everything's supposed to fall apart? I was very blessed I'm going to be speaking at an event, the New Living Expo in California. Please come. I'm going to be speaking at Lisa Barnett's Akashic Records Conference. Please come. They're all around. And I'm doing my own California Women's Pilgrimage Retreat, where we are going to open our holographic DNA. We're going to access these new levels of us that are unraveling within us because all the codes are already within us. And if we're listening to other people, we're telling our story of I can't, I won't, when, how, where, and we keep repeating it. And then we say, well, look, it's not changing. It's not changing because you're not changing. It's not changing because you're not standing in your power. So right now is the time to take your power back, to sit and listen, to be within, to watch, to listen inwardly, not outwardly, and say, what is the story I'm here to tell? What is the story that lights me up? What is juicy and delicious? What is, wow, imagine if everyone I met was kind and helpful and harmony, and we amplified each other's lives. And even the person at the store who checked me out, I say, thank you so much. You have the most beautiful eyes. You have a beautiful and blessed day. Oh my gosh, you have a beautiful and blessed day too. Thank you. You've just made a difference. That ripples out into the universe. If you do it in this time of balance, it's going to have more impact in your life, and you have more ease, more access. The veil is thinner, so to speak, if you want to call it that, at this time. And you can walk with the balance, the above, the below, the aspects of the divine. If you relate to Kuan Yin, I got a few Kuan Yin. If you relate to Jaguar, to Jaguar, if you relate to the owl, if you relate to what are these spirit guides? What are these essences? What are these medicine? What are these divine beings that inspire you, that walk with you? Why don't you trust that they walk with you? I'm not good enough to have angels be around me. Well, that's not a life you want to live. Don't choose it. Don't say it. If you find yourself saying it, stop. Now, is it easy? You can decide it's hard. You can decide it's easy, and it's going to be both because we have habits. So let's dive in to a little bit more energy and then go see what the transmission is for today. So let me say hi. Oh, general scientist universe, related universe, any people's understanding. New policy of general scientist universe, show before any subject to people. Yeah, well, the interesting thing is that you get what you think you're going to get. So even with science, if they do an experiment, they're doing the experiment to prove themselves right. I have this concept. I think this is true. I want to do this experiment, and I'm going to get funding, and I'm going to do these tests. And if I do these tests, I'm going to see whether I'm right or not. And unfortunately, like everybody on the planet, we're subject to greed, ego at times. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of scientists or teachers or scholars, people, and not everybody, I'm not criticizing anyone, but we see the pattern that they're more concerned about their career, their reputation. They don't want to be seen as the weirdo one because they'll be rejected. And the fact is, they can point. I know 2 women archaeologists who used the most advanced dating tools to date some Mayan ruins. And they said that they were 30 to 45,000 years old. And they were told by their universities or their companies or whoever, don't you dare say that. We absolutely refuse to accept your results. And we will punish you if you say that. And unlike most of the scientists or most of the scholars who say, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I want to keep my job. I want to keep my reputation. I don't want to use my, well, you got to live with yourself. If you were in the time of the Nazis and we're seeing the same thing happen now, and you agree with the racists and you allow it to happen and you choose it and you go out there and you hurt other people, guess what? You're going to get that back to you. It's not me. I don't have to judge you because that what you put out, you get back. Everything's a reflection. We live on a planet of mirrors. Everything's a reflection. So the scientists are most likely going to prove themselves right. Sometimes prove themselves wrong if they're really willing and open. We're the same way. What you expect will most likely come true. If, oh, I'm afraid to do this because I might get sick, I might break my arm, I might whatever, right? Oh, I'd love to go do this thing, but what if this terrible thing happens? And you spend most of your time on that fear, then most likely it will happen, or some version of it, or you will never step out of your comfort zone. You will wait for certainty. You will want all this proof and all this guarantees. You want to stay inside your comfort zone, which is the death zone, by the way. There won't be any change in your life. And if you keep saying, one day the money will come. If the money comes, I'll do this thing. Oh, when this thing happens, after this happens, it's never going to happen because you keep saying when it happens. We have to be in the now moment, in where we wish to be until it manifests around us. But it will only manifest around you or me in my reality. It will only be my reflection when I choose it again and again. Every moment the fear comes up, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. The fear came up. Don't go down the scale again. Oh my gosh, look what I got upset this afternoon and now it's 6 o'clock and I didn't realize that I've been in anger for 4 hours. I blew it. That's not going to help. it puts you more down there. Now you're judging yourself, you're creating and attracting that. The balanced state of the equinox gives you a chance to say, oh, you know what? It's not so heavy right here. I can see both sides. It's like Akbal. Akbal is a day sign in the Mayan sacred calendar, and it's dawn, it's twilight. It's literally that moment of stillness when you can see the night, you can see what's happened before in your life, and the new part of your life hasn't quite risen, but you can see it, and you're in this perfect state between the worlds, and you remember, and you can imagine, and you can dream, and you know, and you can choose. This is a space. I used to teach a lot about create a space, because your habit is triggered and you respond immediately, you react. You need to choose to breathe a little space between that moment. And then you need to say, oh, I always come back to acceptance and gratitude. And then I look at the situation, but I don't look at it as this terrible thing is happening. Oh my God. Because you've judged it. And now you're putting your attention on it and you're fearful of it. So it's going to stick to you and attract more things and become sticky. And then you're going to be carrying around that. So none of this is to judge you, because we are all coming out of this and we were all taught this. And every single person on the planet has some of this. And you might say, well, that person's happy. Well, good. Look at them and say, isn't it wonderful? They're happy. Not, oh my God, they're happy and I'm not happy. Oh, this person has money. Why do they have money? They're an asshole and I'm a really good person and I don't have money. Probably because you're judging them. Probably because you're like, they shouldn't have money, I should. Well, until you say, I'm blessed by the universe. I'm here on a fully funded mission. That's one of my favorite sayings. Everything that I could possibly require to fulfill my dreams, to follow my bliss, just like Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss and doors will open where you thought there were walls, and they will only open for you. And they will only open for you if you're in the right state of consciousness. So if you're going, well, it sucks and this is bad and I'm afraid, and if I go to the retreat with her in California, I'm going to come home and nothing will change, and then somebody will hate me and I'll have debt and these terrible things will happen. Well, that probably will happen. I know that if you come be with me, you're never going to leave untransformed. In fact, you'd go anywhere and you're going to be transformed. It just depends on what you expect. So I always say, if you're thinking about something, let's just say nothing to do with me. Let's say, I really want to go visit this beautiful place. It brings me peace, this forest or something. And I don't know how to get there and whatever. You just start going to the forest inside of you. And you call the forest and you bring, why do you want to go there? Oh, because when I'm around trees, I feel their wisdom, their ancient nature. I feel the fact that they're stuck in one spot, but they don't live in fear. They know that they'll be fed, and they reach out and express themselves, and they grow. And then they die off and become quiet, and then they grow and open again. And they're in the cycle of life, and they don't live in fear. And I love to be near them because they make me feel wise. They make me feel safe. I love to be with the crystals. I love to be with the land. I love to be with the animals. I love to be with the sky. I saw a rainbow the other day. Decided to go for a walk. I haven't been able to do a lot of walks. I had a few broken toes and feet and that kind of thing. And on the beach that I live on, it's difficult to walk on the sand when you have these kind of interesting things happening in your feet. So I haven't been able to do my 2-hour walk every morning at dawn. And I decided I'm going for a walk. It was in the afternoon. The wind kicked up right then. It was really quite crazy. I put on glasses. I put on big headphone. And I said, I'm going to walk, even if it's just a little bit, because there's medicine here that I need. There's energy in the water and the sky and the wind and the air and the trees and the turtles. And there's medicine there, and it's beauty and it's nature and it's feeding me. So what do you know? I'm like, oh my gosh, there's barely any beach. And I get a little ways away and I think, okay, probably time to go back. But I just stopped for a minute and I could feel this incredible energy. And I turned around and there was a rainbow. And I could have walked all the way home because I decided to turn back and never seen that rainbow. But I sat in the moment and I said, thank you, Mother. Thank you, ocean. Thank you, sun. Thank you, wind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I embrace you. I love your medicine. I'm choosing that you're here to gift me. And then I felt, and I thought, well, just look up, look around. See the beauty of the world. Oh my God. What we do, what we were taught to do is put your head down, nose to the grindstone, work, 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 make it happen, do what everybody wants. It's going to take a long time. We're breaking free of all that. It's all falling apart. So, don't keep making more of that. Choose something else. And then you feel, and if you look up, what was that? It was a sign from the universe to me. You can say, oh, well, it was just a rainbow. It happened because there was rain and there was sun and the science stuff. Okay, you can live in that world, or you can live in a world of magic. You can live in a world where the world reflects to you. It speaks to you. It guides you. And now, in this moment, more than ever, we need to be in tune with the equinox, with the cycles of the moon, with the weather, with the moon. We need to realize that the whole planet is evolving. It's all breaking down. It's all losing who it was. There's no way we can keep things the same, because if you even just look at astrological cycles, when the Sphinx was built in Egypt, we were in the era of Leo. So of course they built lion women beings as portals, guardians, and so on. But now we're coming out of the age of Pisces, and the age of Pisces is the age of the victim. Think about Jesus, that idea of victimhood, okay? But there was no victimhood in it, because the story is a story of personal transformation. You die to who you were, and you're resurrected and you're reborn. And you do this every day. You do this every moment. You do this when you go to sleep. It's not weird. It's not reserved for one person. This is the truth of the universe. You're never judged. You're always forgiven. You're divine. You're beautiful. And then you get to access these potentials that are coiled in your Janisa crystal, that coiled in your Kundalini, or the Koyopa in your blood, as the Maya call it, which is lightning in the blood. It means in your DNA, in your blood, you actually have this coiled potential that is waiting for you to say, yeah, let's do that now. I trust it. I'm going to let go of who I thought it was. This is a time of literally transformation at a level we've never seen. So we have the opportunity to plant seeds in the Pisces new moon, which is tomorrow, today, three or 4 days before and after. Very powerful. What does that mean? It means that we're being held in the deep subconscious of the divine. Pisces is water. It is intuitive. It's subconscious. It dissolves. So it's helping us to dissolve who we were. And last year we had the snake year, which helped us shed who we were and helped us shed our ideas of handing our power over to the media. We're seeing now nothing new. The leaders and the people who run the media and all these things that we're starting to wake up and see that they're manipulative, they're greedy, they're parasitical, they're controlling. This isn't new. They've always been doing it. But we didn't see it. We were taught, trust them. They have your best interest. If the doctor says, take the pill, take the pill. If the person says, you must do this, you must do that. You better go get a job for someone else. If you want to get a job for someone else. My daughter is an accountant, auditor, an accountant. She loves her job. She loves her company. She's over the moon. How long that'll last, I don't know. But if you love what you're doing, fantastic. If you don't love what you're doing, love what you're doing. And let the new thing appear, because you're not the same person. You're not the same person. So planting a seed in the new moon means that these patterns, this blueprint that you have, this soul blueprint that you carry, holds all the seeds of potential that of whatever you could become. And it's already done. You came with everything you need for it. You were taught you had to work hard, that you weren't good enough, and everything else. None of it was true, and it's okay. Don't blame anybody for it. Just say, oh, wow, what if that wasn't true? How would I feel? What would I want? And then these seeds can be the ones that will honor and sprout and root for you the most beautiful, harmonious path that's ready to open for you. And then you bless those seeds. So if you've ever planted a seed and you just left it outside in the sun and you never watered it, did it grow? No. If you put it outside in freezing cold weather and you didn't protect it, did it grow? No. If you didn't water it or give it shade, did it grow? No. You're the same thing. You're a sacred soul seed. And if you don't create an environment in your mind, in your emotions, in literally around you. Put beautiful things around you. Put these symbols, these crystals, they feed you, but they don't do it for you. They empower you. They help you. I wear obsidian. I tell all my clients to get some obsidian. And I do it because this is one of the most powerful tools, beings that I've ever encountered. And I love to work with this being because I've seen literal miracles happen when you can see through the darkness. You can see through your shadow. You can see through your fear. You can see through people who are manipulating you. And they're not manipulating you because they're bad. They're manipulating you because you believe that you can be manipulated. Then you have to look within. So use these tools, but don't think you need them to change. You have everything you need within. Start to design the reality you want because you're in the moment of potential. If you've just now gotten rid of everything, imagine you just showered and all the dirt's off of you and you're pure and you're fresh and you're muy fresca. And now you're standing here on the horizon and all these opportunities and paths are in front of you. What's going to happen? Wow, I'm in balance. I shed the old. I'm ready for the new. I'm not sure I know who I am. I'm not exactly certain what I want, but I know I don't want that. And I know I'm not going to do that anymore. And I'm going to start to say, not in my reality. And then I have to choose. You're the only one that can choose. You're the only one that can decide. You're the only one that can pick. You're the only one that can respond. You're the only one that can change. You're the only one that can refuse and receive. Okay? Refuse to be judgmental. And then let the universe show you how judgmental you really are. Because I've had about a year of that. And I've worked most of my life on this. So am I as fearful and judgmental as I was 35 years ago? No. But then I don't say attachment. Well, I've worked on this, so why do I have to work on it anymore? That's not fair. The universe should be doing things to me. It's not fair to punish me for that. Nobody's punishing you. The universe isn't punishing. Literally, the universe and the mother and the father and everything is going, what do you want? We'll give it to you. And you go, well, this terrible thing happened and it's probably going to happen again. Okay, we'll give you more of that. It's so literal. It's so literal. It's so literal. You've got to trust it until you prove it to yourself. But I can tell you that at this moment in time, we're in the fire year, right? It's a lot of conversation. We've been talking about that. All of my retreats this year, all of my pilgrimages, we're going to go to California, San Francisco now. It's changed a little bit. I'll share with you in a second. I'm probably going to Toronto. That's taking shape. Someone's invited me up there. Beautiful, incredible possibilities working with Native American tribes with pure water, second purest water in the whole planet, with crystals. We're going to go to Niagara Falls if this manifests. I'm going to be in Glastonbury again in the fall and in September, and we're going to go again to the pure waters. We have private access to the White Springs, private access to Chalice Well. If you've been, great, come back. If you haven't been, very important portal. There's so many intersections of life, energy, times, cultures, Mary Magdalene, Joseph of Arimathea, even Jesus a little bit there. Then you have the goddesses and then Merlin and the goddess, the Tor is Avalon. You have all these sacred sites, these sacred stones that are programmed. Stones are libraries in stone. And they're waking up now. You can go there and unlock them. You could download it. You could just walk into the Abbey. Well, it's just, wow. We go to the Abbey and do a lot of work there. Gorgeous. The heart chakra of the planet is in Glastonbury. The heart chakra of Glastonbury is in the Abbey, where Guinevere and Arthur were buried. And there's chakras, and we go through the chakras, and we work with the apples, and we work with the all of the energies. Regardless of where you go, that land, the history there, you will unlock different things than anyone else. So if you go to the park, if you go in your backyard, if you go to Alaska, whatever, you're going to have a completely different experience than anyone else. And you're going to have an experience based on what you decide, what you choose. You don't need to know the details. You just need to know, I'm going to have the best time. When I come back, I'm going to feel so light. I'm so free. I'm going to be like, this is the best thing ever. 99.9% of people who come on my retreats or go to my classes say, this was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I am so glad I stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm so glad I did this because now things are different. Now, will there be more opportunities? Of course. But if you miss an off-ramp on the freeway, it's not like, too bad for you, you're doomed forever, go to hell. That's not true unless you decide to believe that, then you'll manifest that reality. It just means that you missed an opportunity because you didn't lift yourself up inside, open your eyes, plant seeds of potential, look for the opportunity, trust the universe. And then, like Joseph Campbell said, you follow your bliss. I don't know what to do, but this feels good. That feels good. And I would like it to feel this way. And then you feel fear because you're in uncertainty. Doesn't mean you're not following your bliss because you were told. We have habits. We're just breaking those habits. Okay. The karma wheel is a choice that you can choose grace. And when you start to do that, it loses its power. Your habits start to break down. You replace those with a new seed. Plant these seeds in this equilibrium, and they will have more power than you can imagine. Now, the next step is Pisces gives way to the beginning of the astrological year in tropical Western astrology, which is Aries. Aries is a fire sign. So we're in a fire year, and now we have a fire sign, and Aries is the first sign. So we have a year that's a 1. We're beginning again. Lots and lots of these signs, lots of these energies. They don't mean, oh my gosh, if I don't know what they mean, I'm not going to take advantage of it. They mean, wow, new possibilities are opening. Rebirth is happening. Resurrection is happening. And it's here for you to take advantage of it or to ignore it, to put your head down and live in your fear and say, well, when it happens and when it comes, then I'll come and do that thing. When somebody tells me, well, that sounds really great, I would love to do that, and when the money comes, or if someone gives me the money, or if a miracle happens, then I'll come. I know they're never coming, not until they get a hit and realize they've just chosen that when that happens, they need to be like, right now, I'm at that retreat. In fact, it's even better if you put yourself in after the retreat, after the whatever you're choosing to do. What are you going to feel then? It already happened. You don't have to worry about how. You don't have to worry about, did you do the right thing? You can be in the bliss that you choose for that situation to unfold for you. And right now, everything you dream, everything you seed, everything you request, everything you embody, everything you speak coherently, inner voice, outer voice, actions, so on, right? Feelings. This is creative force. You are the creative force in your life. And it's going to be embraced in equality, in balance. It's naturally going to be in that state because we're in the equinox. And Pisces is dissolving, it's ending, it's opening super levels of super high consciousness and intuitiveness. And then Aries is saying, fantastic, let's go. Because Aries is the first sign. It's that ram. It says me, but not from ego. It's saying, yes, here I am. I'm the creator of my life. Let's go make it happen. Let's move forward. Let's start this life. So we're in these absolutely phenomenal spiritual weather energies that are here to support us. And we can choose, you don't have to know all this. You can just choose harmony and bliss, kindness and peace, beauty and harmony, incredible unfoldings, shocking every minute of my life. Just, wow, this is better than I could have imagined. Oh my gosh, this was the greatest thing that I ever did. And we'll unfold into that. So, hi, Marnie. This is really helpful. I need to listen to this daily until I get it. Absolutely. And repetition is one of your best friends. I learned it from long time ago when I became a master level hypnotherapist. My first mystery school, he required us to listen over and over to the activations, over and over until it became a habit, over and over till it got deep inside of us, over and over until you believed it, over and over until you really heard it. Every time you experience it, it will be different. You'll hear something different because you evolved. This moment when you got on the call, you were somebody else, right? So, wow. Yeah. So this is the guidance, right, Marnie, about quieting the mind. You choose to listen. And here's the thing. This is great. Thank you, Marnie. I want everybody to really understand this. When you are choosing to quiet the mind, we've been taught, I love to guide visualizations. You know that. I guide you through activations. I guide you through channeling and transmissions. I guide you into connections. I guide you through shamanic journeys. I guide you to past lives, future lives. I guide you through who's speaking to you. I love it. But that isn't actually what meditation is for. Meditation is maybe not the right word. It isn't quiet my mind, quiet my mind, quiet my mind. You're attached to quieting your mind. It's acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. So you sit quietly. The classic is, I learned it from Shirley MacLaine a million years ago, right? Stare at a candle. Very common thing. Focus on your breath, in and out. It doesn't have to be complicated. But that being part of your day is not, oh no, my mind is busy. And again, a thought came up and my mind's so busy, I can't meditate. I'm just going to give up and go do something. Did you know that that's the point? It isn't to force your mind to shut up. It isn't to force any of your fears to not be there. It is to see them. It is to accept them. It is to embody them, because then they're free to transform, and you can release that energy, and you can embody something completely new. So when you sit down with all of my things. If you've done my classes and everything, please, if I've done a session with you recently, Marty, super powerful right now, the information, the portals that are opening, listen to it again and again. Write with your hand everything you hear. Listen to it again, write it down. Listen to it again, let it flow through you. Listen to it when you go to sleep. There's so much inside of these. They're portals within portals. There's opportunities within opportunities. But if you try to force yourself to feel a certain way, or force yourself to not feel a certain way, or force yourself to not think, then you're focused on force. You're focused on non-acceptance. You see what I mean? You're rejecting. You get into the energy of it. You get into the esotericness of it. You get into the truth of it, because we are divine beings in a body. Okay. Then what happens is we're meant to observe. We come in the center, we breathe peacefully, and we just focus on the breath or the candle or the moment, or listen to a bird. I like to listen, because suddenly, I live in the jungle and the beach, and so many birds and so many little crickets and so many things, sound frequencies, sound healing in nature. And then you start thinking, oh my God, what if this happens? Oh my God, what if that doesn't happen? What if I don't have the money or whatever? You don't go, oh, what a failure I am. You go, oh, thank you. Thank you. And you receive it and you let it go. And then you go back to your peace, listening to the birds. And then another thought comes up. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I have to remember this afternoon. I better call this person. Oh, I have to cancel that. Oh, I have to do. We're full of these, okay? So we allow them to be. And when we don't reject them, we don't judge them, then they don't stay attached to us. So when I was in my master level hypnotherapy, I was in Vegas at an event with and then that morning I got up in the hotel and I started having a panic attack. I went through a period of panic attacks after being in the King's Chamber for 4 hours with my mystery school, not mine, but the one I was in. And 4 hours of us chanting, meditating, and the spirits beings and going to other realms. It was unbelievable. But we blew the power out on the whole Giza Plateau. And there was no light, there was no air, we were sweating, we started coming back in our bodies, people are everywhere, we're trying to figure out how do we get out of here. Me and another man and probably other people started having panic attacks, and it took me about a week of horrific panic attacks before we got to the Temple of Isis in Philae, and I had a healing. What I did was I kept hearing this song that this man that traveled with us sang. And there was 2 verses of it. Can't remember it exactly right now. I would say them to myself over and over like a mantra. And it was something like, I'm guided by the divine, and thank you for the, something that was very empowering. I didn't believe it. I was full of fear. I was having overwhelmed with panic in my body. And it was triggering all the ancient memories and the things that, and I'm in these ancient places where I clearly was before and probably died as an initiate because I didn't pass the test, and who knows what other energies are going on. And I was gripped by fear. I could not go in my room if the window didn't open. I could not get on the airplane without like breathing, because I was in an enclosed space. And when I just kept saying that mantra. It didn't fix it right away. It didn't take away my fear right away. But if I hadn't kept saying it, and then I said, Isis, Isis, divine mother, divine guide for us, please embrace me. We went out over the waters because it's an island now, and we entered the temple, just our group, and we began to dance. We began to chant. We began to move the energies of the temple. And now everything I had been experiencing was lightened. And it wasn't like, here you go, everything's fine. It was like, oh, that's not the truth. It sure felt very dense, but it's not. So we allow it and we accept it. Then we have forgiveness, freedom, letting go, harmony, bliss. We transcend, that's effortless, out of fear. That's what happens at the state of acceptance. And compassion envelops us. We have to have compassion for ourselves and then for others, because we're the one that's projecting the movie if we want compassion to be part of the reality that we're creating. So remember, you're not here to stop your thoughts. You're not here to force yourself to be, maybe go for a moving meditation. Walk on the beach, walk down the street, and look at the trees. Seek the beauty around you. Esther Hicks' husband, Jerry Hicks, if you knew him, he knew that the most important thing was his energy field. And he refused to let anyone, any belief, any conflict, any person, any thought, any memory pollute his energy. And he refused to get in the van. They used to drive this big RV around the country to do their presentations. He refused to get in the van and drive before he had reached a beautiful state of consciousness, of balance, beauty, and love. And he did that by standing and looking and looking. And Abraham used to describe it as he was reaching. He was reaching for beauty. He was looking, he was seeking. He was saying, no, this fear I'm holding, it's not truth. Where is the beauty? Where is that? Oh, it's in that leaf. It's in that tree. Oh, there's a rainbow, right? Oh, until he got in that state, then he stepped into his day. Until he got into that state. Now, does that mean that you can't go out and do your life if you're in fear? No. But you over and over, gently and kindly, repeat, oh, not in my reality. That isn't the truth. I have everything I require. Whatever the statements is that you have or that I've helped you with or you've learned that bring you into the eternal now moment. Everything is already here. Everything is already here. It's not in the past. It's not in the future. And those don't control us. So if we try to stop something, we are resisting it, and then it does what? It persists. It stays stuck to us like glue. So I used to say, what would Jerry do? Instead of like, what would Buddha do or what would Jesus do? I'd say, well, what would Jerry Hicks do? Because he wouldn't do here. We used to know his Esther's daughter. We were in a Abraham study group with her. She'd tell these funny stories about growing up. And she said that he would just get up and leave the Thanksgiving dinner when if there was the typical family. Blah, blah, blah. He didn't say, oh, come on, let's all stop that. Let's be happy. Or he didn't even go, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to come back. He just decided whether the energy in that room was right for him or not. And he stood up and left. And he didn't say a word. Now, it's a little weird for our polite society because we were taught to tolerate other people, to put our happiness aside for other people's happiness, to whatever. He didn't. And he didn't apologize. He didn't explain. And he didn't blame anyone. He just said, this is not healthy. I always imagined if you're sitting next to toxic fumes, that you know if you breathe these fumes, you're going to get sick or maybe die. Do you just stand there? Do you breathe them? Do you put something over your mouth? Do you say, I'm leaving this? I don't want to be here. Let me out or something? This is no different than being around people or news that is breeding more conflict, resistance, and pain. So when your thoughts come up, you say, oh, thank you so much for showing me that you were there. I love you. And then you're free. So when I was at this event with my teacher, I stood up and I was getting dressed and I knew I was getting on a plane that night. And I had had some panic attacks being in planes. And it wasn't always happening, but what if it happens? What if it happens? I don't want to have a panic attack. If you've ever had them, you're completely out of control. You've got no control whatsoever. And I don't want that. So we started the day in the hypnosis training, and my mentor got on stage and he said, all right, anybody have a question? I raised my hand. I explained to him what's going on. And he said, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to accept your fear of a panic attack. So now just translate this into your own life. You're going to accept it. And I'm like, what? I don't want to accept it. I don't want to choose it. I don't want any more of it. He goes, that's not what acceptance is. Okay. He probably didn't say those words. That's now me since I found the scale. And oh, this is acceptance. That's where you want to be. He said, you're going to say, stand in line for the airplane. And you're going to go, oh my God, I'm going to have the biggest, hairiest, juiciest, most embarrassing panic attack of my life. I'm going to throw up on the person next to me. I'm going to throw my book and hit the stewardess in the face. I'm going to fall out of it. I'm just going to, what do? You start laughing. I started laughing when he was saying it. He broke my pattern by just giving me that permission. So go ahead and have a panic attack. Who cares? Plan on having one. Plan on your thoughts and your fears. Okay, come on. I know you're here with me. We've been living together a long time. I know you're going to come up. So you know what we're going to do today? You're going to just bombard me with all these negative thoughts. And I'm going to sit down in nature and I'm going to breathe and I'm going to talk to the equinox and I'm going to say, oh, these beautiful energies are all around me. And then the fear is going to come up and I'm going to go, oh my God, the fears comes up. And then you're going to say, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm really going to embrace the fear. So I'm going to exaggerate it. I'm going to be like, this is the worst thing ever. I've never felt this bad in my life. Turn it into a cartoon. Turn it into a caricature. Disempower it. Don't be afraid of it. Say, yeah, come on, let's play. I can play. Let's play ping pong. Bigger fear. Bring it back to me. Hey, yeah. Guess what's going to happen? I've never again had a panic attack, even though my mind sometimes went, what if I have one? I immediately visualized standing in line for that. Because I did that. I stood in line to get on the airplane. And as my turn was coming to walk through those doors, I was laughing. The fear was still there, but I'm laughing because I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a big hair. I didn't have a big hairy one. I didn't come true. I didn't manifest throwing up on people or any of that stuff. This is what you do. You take back your power and you say, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it. I accept that I have this fear, but it doesn't have to manifest. And you disempower the energy of being creative. So the purpose of being still, being present, being in the moment, listening, looking at a candle, whatever, is to breathe. Oh, there's a thought. Woo, thank you for coming up. Woo, and let it go away like a balloon. And you breathe. 1 second later, this fear comes up. Okay, that's okay. Be a balloon. Thank you. I'm so happy you showed me that you're in there. You know me. I this is what I taught for many years. It's like, oh, thank you. I didn't realize I still had that fear. I'm so happy I found it. This means I'm getting clearer inside. It means there's more harmony in my field. It means that my attractor factor, I don't know if you read that book by Joe Vitale, but the title is amazing, right? The attractor factor. You create this field around you that is a magnetic field because you do. So you're disempowering these things. Then they're not what you're afraid of. And you're saying, okay, I have the fear, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not paralyzed by the fear. I'm not afraid of the fear. I'm not mad at the fear. Look at the scale. If you go into fear, blame, shame, condemnation, anger, all these lower states of consciousness, you're literally attaching that fear to you in a new way. When you rise up through courage and willingness and neutrality into acceptance, and you just say, okay, I don't know what this is all about, but I accept. Thank you. I accept everything works out for me. I accept the universe is here for me. I accept the divine mother is here waiting to make babies, waiting to replicate what I'm telling her. And I keep replicating fear. I don't want any more of that fear. So I'm going to tell her, hey, I'm in acceptance now. You can bring this. And then I let go. And I don't need to know how. You can figure out how. I'll be here to walk the path. Rumi said, you cannot know the whole truth ever, because once you learn, once you embody, once you embrace, once you become the current truth that's unfolding for you right now. So for me, it was panic attacks. I couldn't go, I'm going to ignore these panic attacks. I'm going to drink a lot. I'm going to, do these things. No, how's that going to help? It's not going to help you because This is a difficult one. Maybe I'm not going to use that analogy. When we choose to continuously remember when we were hurt, and we say, I'm never going to forget that you hurt me. I'm never going to forget that I was betrayed. I'm never going to forget this horrible thing that happened. I'm going to make sure that everybody remembers it. You're creating more of it. And I don't want you in my reality. I don't want you creating in the world I live in, because you are not creating peace, harmony, bliss, and love. You're not creating health, wealth, happiness. You're not creating love. You're not creating, you're not creating compassion. You're saying, I will never forget that this person wronged me, and I'm going to carry it forever. Well, guess what the reflection's going to do? They're going to carry that. They're going to throw it in your face. They're going to bring you people that say the same thing. They're going to people that are going to blame you. So the power is that what you're feeling, what you're seeing is, I'm out of control, or I'm afraid of this, or my emotions keep hurting me, or my fears come up, or my thoughts are controlling me. You don't say, I don't want them, because now you've attached yourself to them. I don't want you. I don't want you. You say, oh, thank you for showing yourself to me. Come on in. I used to say, come take a glass of lemonade and sit outside. When my kids were little and I couldn't turn around in the car, and I'm like, look, Mom, I'd be like, Mom, you can't turn around right now. I love you, but we'll all die if I don't look at the road, if I'm driving, right? So I started to use that with these thoughts. I started to say, oh, thank you so much. I would tell my children, I would say, don't talk to me right now. I would say, oh, honey, that's so interesting. When we get to the park, you can tell me all about it. So if that fear comes up, that thought comes up, oh God, there it is again. I don't want it. Stop it. Say, oh, I love you so much. Thank you for showing me that you're still hiding inside of me. Here's a glass of lemonade. Go outside, sit on the porch. I'm kind of busy right now, but I will come back to you. I love you. I respect you. You're not trying to get rid of it. You're not judging that it's bad or good. You're saying, oh, okay, not right now, but come on, it's okay. You will be shocked at the freedom that you start to feel, the level that you can get to, right? So these are so profound, these mysteries that I've learned in all my mystery schools, that I'm so blessed to be working with the Mayan elders and other teachers, and going to this place where we have an opportunity now to embody the true creator that we are. I cannot emphasize how literal it is. And I've been studying this stuff for a long time in this life and many other lives. And so I travel dimensions, I travel time. Everything is one. It's really not that big of a deal unless you think it's not possible and you decide, well, why am I believing that? Well, I think I'll just choose this other belief. Then it will become true for you. Now, ancient mysteries, sacred wisdom do live in your cells, and we're decoding the library of the infinite that's within you. That's in the stones, that's in the land, that's in the wind, that's in the trees, that's in the equinox, right? So come join me in whatever way feels good or full of potential or scary, because it's outside your comfort zone. Because what I really want you to do is step out of your comfort zone. I did some teaching several years ago where I said your comfort zone is your death zone. Because if you stay inside your comfort zone, it means nothing will change. It means that you're attached to things staying the same, and nothing changes the same. And you don't want to stay the same. The world's evolving. We're going through cycles of the moon. We're going through cycles of the equinox. We're going through cycles. Now we're entering the age of Aquarius. Very different energy. We will never go back to the age of Pisces. We will never go back to the way that the Leo will cycle through, but the earth also has a limit. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen in your lifetime. The earth is also evolving. The universe is expanding. Our body's a part of it. Our divine self is eternal and infinite. We never die. There's no such thing as, oh no, I died and now the world is just terrible. You don't want to manifest pain, suffering, torture. I certainly don't want. I have lots of lifetimes of torture and lots of fear that I have and continue to accept to rise within me. So the equinox is a gateway. We've talked a little bit about it. Let's go into the transmission. First, I want to share a little bit. So this is probably in the email that we sent out. And you get the emails that I send out are full of a lot of wisdom. These words hold power. If you don't know what a portal is, go look it up and look at well, what is a portal? Or maybe you know what a portal is, but maybe look at the other meanings of a portal. I was teaching this morning to my client. I said, I used to do this. Maybe you were in one of my classes. The word manifest. It's very popular now, but not that long ago, people really didn't use that word much. And I wasn't certain what it meant. So when I'm teaching manifestation, which is like, how do you create what you wish? How do you create more money, more love? How do you heal your body and so on? Well, you are creating everything that you have. So when you do what I'm talking about, you free yourself from the belief that anybody else is creating it for you. And now you're back in the driver's seat. It may feel weird. You may not know how to do it. That's okay. There's a part of you that's already been there. And everything in your future is already created. You don't have to figure it out. You have to decide. You have to choose. You have to embody. And then it appears. Then it rises. Okay? So if you looked at portal, you'd probably find a whole bunch of interesting words and concepts and where did it come from and what did it originally mean. And now, so when I used to teach manifestation, I would teach the definition of manifest. And there's lots of words, definitions for it, but the one that I love the most was to make appear to your eyes or to your senses. What does that mean? It means it's already there, but you don't see it. Why don't you see it? Because you're vibrating on fear. It's not here. It's not here. Where is the money? Where is the love? Where's the opportunity? When will I feel better? When is it going to be here? I wish it was here. One day it's going to be here. I tried everything, but it's not here. Do you see what I mean? You're telling the universe it's not here. And the universe says, you got it. It's right here, but we won't let you see it. Manifesting isn't, I have to spend 20 years figuring this out and running around. Do you have to take action? Of course, but you take inspired action after you've chosen what you wish to feel like. All right. And you surrender. I don't know how. So you decide how. Thank you. Thank you, Source. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, God, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Crystal Beings. Thank you, whatever. Okay. Listen. It's already here. It's already yours. You don't have to compete for it. There's no lack of it. You don't have to worry somebody else is going to get it first. You don't have to feel held back by the past, even though it feels very real. Believe me, I know. I understand how horrible these things feel. When my daughter died, I didn't even want to live. I'm still surprised sometimes that I'm still here. But it wasn't because I decided that despite this horrible thing, I'm going to keep going because, no, it was because I completely let go. I said, I don't care about life anymore. I am disappointed as hell. I am mad at God. I am mad at the universe. I spent 8 years trying to get pregnant. I want my baby. I talked to her. I knew her when she was in my belly. And now she's gone. This isn't fair. Well, I could stay there. I could still be there. My ex-husband's father was there because there were 7 kids and his brother, just younger than him, died of a brain tumor when he was about 13, a year younger than my ex-husband. And the father never recovered. Of course, it's horrifically painful. It is not what any of us would choose. I would like some children that die, please. However, if your soul and their soul have decided that, and you've agreed to be a part of their experience, and that in some way it is supporting your path, if you could switch to saying, oh my gosh, this is painful. I don't understand what to do with this. I'm going to need some help. I'm going to need some help. I miss this person. I want to touch this person. I want to kiss this person. I want my baby here. I want my brother here. I don't want to live alone. I feel rejected. You can acknowledge all of that, but you don't have to keep choosing it. And then you can say, you know what? The thing that really was a pivoting point for me was 2 things. A book fell off a shelf and said this little classic little phrase, you're never given anything you can't handle. It was kind of cliche, so I went, oh, brother. And I put the book back and I moved on through my day. And I'm still considering, at the time I was actually thinking I could walk out this door to the bridge and just throw myself onto the freeway and it would be over and I wouldn't have to suffer anymore. Maybe I should do that. And I was considering it, and this book fell off the shelf. There's nothing, you're never given anything you can't handle. Please. Thankfully, I had gotten on my spiritual path. I rejected religion for many, many years because I saw so much hypocrisy within it. And I had found some truth, but then I felt betrayed. Oh, everything I believe now isn't true either because you just took away the best thing in my life, the thing I really wanted. And I wanted it to be this way. And it's not fair that it's not this way. Very easy to buy into that and to live from that wound. Look at your wounds. Where are you deciding that's your identity? It's up to you. I'm never given anything I can handle this. Are you kidding me? Do you know the level of pain when you have a desire? And when your daughter dies, it's not just, oh, well, I didn't get to go to the movies and I missed that movie. All of your dreams, all of your future, everything you've planned, gone. Like that. You could stay a victim of that very easily. You could say, oh, my country, my religion, my family was persecuted. They were killed. This person did this to us. I'm never going to forget it. That's your choice. You want to keep creating it. You want to keep living in it. I don't want to. So start to think, I can handle this? Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't be experiencing it. You wouldn't have come because you're a master. It's already within you. You have every single thing within you. So to manifest what you want, I want happiness. I want a peaceful mind. I want freedom. I want a body that's healthy. And you've got to make choices. You've got to change. You've got to be the one to choose every single moment. Oh, no, I'm not going down that fear until it becomes a habit. Look up portal. Look up sacred. Look up turning point. Look up renewal. Look up resurrection. Start to understand what you're asking for and the power that these vibrational fields, these structures of vibrational sacred geometry hold. What are the words you're using? I can't, I won't, I don't know, I'm unlucky, it doesn't happen for me, my family's unlucky, I'm not one of those people. If I get money, then I'll be greedy and rich. I've worked with people for 35 years. I know all of these and I've had them. Look at what you're saying because you are creating with your words. Go look up Florence Scovel-Shinn. She's phenomenal. She says, your word is your wand. Your tongue is I forget how she puts it, but this is a tool of the divine to create with. So what is it that you're saying and what is it you're believing? So we are at a sacred turning point, and we're having more and more of them every moment. So we walk in the eternal now. Ooh, another sacred turning point. Thank you. The light and the dark are in perfect balance. Oh my gosh, what would that feel like if I was in perfect balance? It means I wouldn't be worried about my thoughts. I wouldn't be worried about panic attacks. I wouldn't be worried about, but someone betrayed me and stole my money. I wouldn't be worried about, but what if I fail again? I've had so many businesses that made a lot of money and lost a lot of money and everything in between and went through bankruptcy and got divorced and was disowned. And yeah, they're all freedom portals because we're living a life based on what we think we should have, what someone else told us. And it's not a story that is aligned with our truth. But we didn't make a mistake to be here. We're in exactly the right place at the right moment. So now the sacred turning point is a portal of renewal. Ooh, I'm so glad to be in this portal of renewal. Across time, across the planet, across the universe, across the ancient cultures, they honored this gateway. They built these enormous temples. They built Stonehenge. They built pyramids. They built all kinds of things that reflect, honor, and amplify. Gather this energy. If you go to Stonehenge with 1 million people and it rises over a certain stone and everybody's like, wow, it's so great. Why does that matter? It is activating the crystals in the stone. It's activating the people who put the wisdom into the stone. It's activating the earth energies. It's activating the whole circle. The pyramid here forms a sacred serpent for 33 days of perfect balance, light and dark. How did they know how to do this? And why did they bother? Because they were leaving us the clues, because they knew we were going to go into the darkness and they knew we were going to awaken now at this point. So this sacred turning point is a choice. Are things getting, my mother's term, the world's going to hell in a handbasket? I don't believe that. That's her choice if she wants to believe it. I love her. I surround her in light. I do a lot of energy work with her, but I don't try to go tell her, don't say that. You shouldn't say that. That's not really going to change anything, right? So I love her and I listen to her. But I say, not on my planet. The world is waking up. The world is decomposing. The world is in metamorphosis. The world is reforming so that we can be reborn as beautiful butterflies with color that can fly 3,000 miles as a tiny little being. Infinite potential. So those different places, the ceremonies, the moment, do your own ceremony wherever you are. Don't worry if you're not at a cosmic place. And if you can go to a beautiful cosmic place, awesome. Okay. The equinox is not a brief event in the sky. It is a portal of aligned energies that open an equality portal for us to walk through. Now, this transmission is going to connect the sun and the moon and the ancestors and the ancient temples and all of these different things, because this doorway is for us to reset our inner world. You can choose when the light and the dark are balanced, the above and the below, the within and the without, the physical and the spiritual, all the polarities, all of the hermetic laws are balanced. This is a rare opportunity for us to release the heaviness, to feel that balance, to choose the balance. Let all those worries and patterns we've talked about to go. So where in your life are you ready for more balance? Is it your thoughts? Is it your fears? Is it your fear of doing something new? Is it your fear of judgment? Is it your fear of rejection or criticism? Is your fear of making a mistake? Okay. Where are you no longer willing to do this? Do you remember this movie? I don't know what it was, where this person said, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And then, boom, we don't want to live in that. But if you say, oh yeah, no more. I shared a story. I'm not going to share it now because I want to move on. But I shared a story that happened to me a few months ago where something triggered. I saw something that triggered, wow. I mean, horror. Thoughts and memories of torture, shock and horror of that people could treat each other this way, the visual. And I literally went into, oh my God, how am I ever going to get rid of this image? How am I going to, I don't want to live in that pain again. I don't want to go back to that fear. Oh my gosh. And the first thing I thought was, it's going to consume me. I'm going to have to do all this hard work to get rid of it. And a few, I think 1 or 2 nights of kind of watching. And then I just stood up one night and I go, wait a minute. No, stop in the name of love before you break my heart. I said, no. Now, I'm trained in spiritual essences, and I would normally just be loving and peaceful. But that doesn't mean you tolerate stuff. You don't just let somebody cut your head off because, I don't want to upset you. I don't want you to hate me, so go ahead. That's not what it means. And then guess what happened? It stopped, just like that. So I realized I have to be a balance of saying, no, that's not part of my reality, not on my planet, not on planet Jackie, as my friend said, and what I want to replace it with. So what do you truly want to invite in? So step into the balance, step into the portal, use everything you want in every area of your life, but don't be desperate for it. I need this and I want that. If you've got a need, then go, I need it, and squish it down into a tight little ball. Or I used to say, bring it up, let it come out of you, let it form a big blob of black energy in front of you. And my fear in the way. And then let it guide you. Okay. You're not me. I chose you, but now I've separated from you. Now show me the lesson you have. Show me what happened. Show me what's best place for me. But you don't get to control me anymore. I'm here for bliss, happiness, beautiful success, beautiful creative flow, whatever. Tomorrow, I'm going to release a show for you called Mother Moon, New Moon Magic. I hope you will enjoy it. We're also having some incredible people coming on the show coming up. So very quickly, holographic DNA with Geraldine Orozco, phenomenal woman, okay? This is the California retreat. So we started with one idea for the retreat. Everything collapsed as it does in the fire year. Everything kind of went, woo, and I just stood in this uncertainty, like, I don't even know if I'm going. I had to surrender. I give up. I'm not even going to California. I'm not going to do these retreats. I'm not going to do these things. I'm not attached to it because I was, how, where, who, when, what was I doing? I wasn't living in the end result. It's done. As much as I tried, as much as I knew that, Something was being released in me that had to come up, and then guidance reformed it. So we're going to be in San Francisco at a beautiful, beautiful house right next to the park, Golden Gate Park, the beach, the giant ancient trees, the Presidio. We're going to be doing the nature. We're going to be doing this, but this is going to be different. We are going to go into a hologram of love. We are going to go into our Akashic records. We're going to go into our dreams. That's what the dream catcher's for. We're going to open our book, the book of our life. We're going to allow ourselves to become luminous, just like this being here. We're going to open our heart above, below, our Merkaba, as you can see that symbol here, into infinite flow. You see the spirits coming from the trees. You see the divine, beautiful spirits in the trees. You see the fairies. Okay. This was beautiful fun to create because I kept saying, oh, well, let's have this and let's this. And we are going to illuminate our dreams, our DNA, and our destiny. And we're going to spend 3 days and an evening and a morning together in incredible. Now, there's an opportunity to join this. If you're one of my clients, please contact us. We have a special thing for you. If you're interested in this and you've never been my client, please contact us because we took it off the website and it's going back up on the website. It may not be there right now. However, it's a very small, intimate group. And it's important that if you feel called and you're truly ready to step into it and release this, then you're going to immediately illuminate the dreams that are coded into your cells, coded into your destiny, coded into your Janisa crystal, and illuminate the path. But it's inside of you. It's not outside of you. So this is a sacred feminine pilgrimage. It's only for women, not that sacred feminine isn't only for women, but this is. And so if you're looking for a sweet, soft, beautiful experience in a community, in a loving space, lots of hugs. We're going to do ceremony. We're going to have little fire ceremonies and burn things. And we're going to go to the waters and we're going to talk with the trees and we're going to commune with our Akashic records. And we have special guest, Lisa Barnett, who has a 30 years. She's been in the Akashic records. She has the Akashic Knowing School. She's going to join us and do a group clearing and share with us this unraveling of the galactic DNA. This is an incredible opportunity to truly be in a sacred space. This is a quantum leap. This is a portal. So let me know if you're interested. It's the 12th to the 16th. It's in San Francisco. It's about 20 minutes from the airport, super easy. And it includes your accommodations in the house if you're one of the first 6 people or so that we can accommodate. And after that, if you're interested, I will, of course, remove the accommodation price and see if it's optimal for you to join us. Then you can get accommodations nearby and join us for the day, whatever you're feeling. Okay. Now, this is another upcoming thing. Joey Vertino, Dr. Joey, is going to talk about practical self-love. Very important. And we've got some more. Tony Ghazi is going to come on, a few other beings that are going to come on, and they're sharing their own personal wisdom. So it's quite beautiful. So I think the universe is telling me to leave this beautiful image up here. You can let go of the words because it's her. This is you. This isn't someone, oh, there's this beautiful angel and this angel's going to come and it's going to fix you. This is you. I created this by talking to the AI thing. I don't know how to do the art. Donna does that part if we need it. But I said, okay, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling. These are the words. Bring this. Oh, it's purple. Oh, it's lavender. Oh, the dreams have to be emphasized. Dream catchers are, you can see that sacred geometry. It's the top of your light body field. They're also here because feathers are spirit. Feathers are your crown. Feathers are your wings. You are freeing your spirit, the dreams and the destiny, which is beautiful within your DNA. So let's go ahead and use these images, the wisdom keepers in the trees, these ancient beings. Wow, they hold wisdom. I love going to San Francisco right by Golden Gate Park because these enormous trees. There's buffalo. There's ponds. There's a lake where we could rowboat maybe. I don't know what magic's going to manifest out of all the opportunities we have there. We're not downtown. We're not anywhere busy and noisy. If you think San Francisco, oh God, that's not what we're doing. We're doing a very sacred nature-oriented retreat, even though we are in the city. I personally love San Francisco, but I don't want to be downtown where all the noise is. So I want you to start to just look at her, look at what is attracting you. Are you attracted to her heart? Are you seeing her open her Akashic records? Are you seeing her open the book of life? Are you focused on what's happening here in her third eye? Her halo, right? Her resonance. Are you feeling the wings? Are you feeling a dream catcher is hung over your bed or a baby's crib to catch the bad dreams, to catch and to let through the center the bliss, the dreams of your true future, your compassion, your reverence, your love, your bliss, your joy, your creativity. If you feel drawn to that, focus on that. So we were talking earlier, if you relax, you meditate, you can listen to visualizations, of course. I love that too. But just breathe. Pick one thing to look at. Look around. Ooh, I love this little fairy right here. It's really speaking to me. Oh, I get a chill when I see all the sparkles around it. I put the Golden Gate Bridge in because it's a dream builder. And this is a bridge from who you are now to who you are becoming. Coming on this retreat, the equinox, the new moon is a bridge. It's a bridge, okay? So let's breathe in. Breathe in through your heart. Let the light come from you. What if you were looking in the mirror? What if you looked out into the world with your inner eye and this is what you saw? You saw the magic, you saw the beauty, you saw the life force within everything. You went, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. There's so much here for me. I feel held. I have all of these beautiful things filtering the pain and the fear, dream catcher, and letting the pure essence of my destiny, my dreams. Maybe you've never felt them. Maybe you don't know them. Breathe it in. You can enter the image. You can become her. You can stand in her. Feel like your heart is light. Feel your wings unfolding. Feel your third eye, your pineal gland glowing. It's decalcified. It's expanded. You're radiating the highest frequencies of divine light. Maybe you can feel your book, the divine book of your lives, in your hands. What if you came? What if right in this moment you just chose to open that book of your life? Is she full of fear? No, she's simply present, looking within, looking within. This is where you manifest. This is where you project. So just take a moment as you breathe. I have a few crystals calling. I want you to breathe in and out, breathe in and out, and breathe in and out. Breathe in the beauty here. I am the bridge. This bridge is still so spectacular because there was nothing else like it. It was a dream when it was built. It was someone's vision. It was manifested from nothing into something spectacular. And what does it do every day? It's a pathway. It's a bridge from one reality to the next. You cross that bridge and you go into parks and land and forests and trees and completely different reality. You're bridging your past and your future. You're bridging the now moment into where you are. Bring in that. Yeah, okay. So you can tune into any crystals because we're going to be doing crystal grids and doing healings with earth altars, and we're going to be working with holographic DNA. We're going to be shifting our self-image. So this particular crystal is a very sacred crystal. It is a smoky quartz, but this is from my mystery school teacher. It has been aligned with a very giant crystal. It's called the Camadon crystal, and it is full of all the mysteries that I have programmed, that I have learned. And I used to take it to all of my mystery school things and hold it in a special mudra in my hands. So this one is come, and what this means is that the ancient mystery schools are inviting us to use this as a cleansing, to see through the veil, to see what is here for us. Might be forming. You might just start to see the landscape within it. Breathe in. You can keep your eyes open or shut. I am that I am. I am here in this divine moment. I am here in this moment because I chose at a soul level to be here, because the potential for this power, this portal, this awakening, and this metamorphosis is not for fear or punishment. It is for power, potential, purpose, and to open the vaults of the riches that I carry, to open the book of my life, to open the Akashic records. Everything I've said and done has created reality. I don't feel any more an attachment to guilt over it, or to regret, or to fear of it repeating. So breathe in and let the book illuminate. Maybe you feel it inside of your belly. Maybe you're just asking to be it. Maybe you're inside of the records, inside of the book. Maybe you're becoming a letter. Maybe the words are opening portals within you. I am here now in this divine space of equilibrium. Night, day, yin, yang, the balanced essence of above and below. I am divine and human in perfect balance. I choose to open the book of my life. I choose to see into the realms. I choose right now, in this beautiful moment, to seed, to nurture, and to create the most harmonious and beneficial environment in my mind, my body, my words, my aura, my beliefs, my ideas of who I am. I draw the balance of this moment. I feel the balance of this moment. I acknowledge the balance of this moment. I choose the balance of this moment. It already is. It is around me. Now you're choosing it. You're not hoping, you're choosing. I now ask for the divine essences of the nature realms and the wisdom of the trees, the parks, the earth, the oceans, the water, the bridges through time, the bridge of the portal of the equinox, the bridges in my mind. I have and am the bridge of time, from past to present, from fear to joy, from pain to bliss. I now allow the book of life, the frequencies in my cells, the divine blueprint in my Janisa crystal, in my chakras, in my aura. I free all the limits and walk in balance. I now feel the earth and the sacred trees, the fae and the nature spirits rising all around me, coming from the past, coming from this moment, opening doors all around me. I am allowing and receiving with great gratitude this beautiful and blissful moment. Within this moment, I know, I choose, I believe. I have absolute faith that doesn't listen to fear, no matter how much it knocks on the door. Breathe deeper into your heart, into your belly, and all the way down to your belly button. Go into your soul's home, your pure essence, your oneness with the divine. I am the daughter, the son of the divine. I'm not forsaken. I'm not disowned. I'm not rejected. I'm not punished. Here, I know, is a place of peace in the eternal now. I accept the energies of the sun and the moon in perfect balance. I accept that as I consciously step on this path, walking step by step, that within me and around me are all the beautiful divine energies that radiate the beauty of my light, the radiance of my truth, that overwhelm and overflow from me and wash and purify away the pain, the fear, the lack. It's all a story. It's all an illusion. And I'm so grateful that I've been gifted with this opportunity. And now here, breathe again. Go deeper down, down, down into that belly, into you, into your soul, into your purpose, into your Janisa crystal, that essence of your divine beingness. And then let go and feel yourself expanding. The illusion of your body melts with the Pisces new moon, melts like a metamorphosis of the caterpillar, dissolving its identity, its skin, its shape. Breathe in again. Call on that sacred Pisces new moon to open your divine intuitive powers and dissolve the illusions of your lack, pain, and past. Now softly let go. Feel an enormous dream catcher made from light over you. The feathers falling down around you, all around your crown, touching you gently. Each feather opening a new reality, a new power, a new potential. Whether it feels like sparkles, soft touches, doors, it's perfect. Accept exactly what you're feeling and exactly what you're experiencing. The mysteries of you are open now. This divine dream catcher is illuminated above you like a wheel, like a medicine wheel, like a tube torus, like a flower of life. It's spinning because it's ready to take from you all that you have perceived as lack, limits, and beliefs about yourself and the world. Whether you know what they are, just surrender and give permission to all of you to surrender the limits into the highest level of the divine, into the highest levels of love. As you allow this to filter, it's working for you. You no longer need to keep them. It's filtering these out from your mind, your aura, your emotions, your body, your cells, your DNA. It's filtering out, and it's filtering the fear coming to you from the world and the stories, past, present, future, news, social media, people around you, your own victim inside of you. Embrace this incredible dream catcher of light and luminous love. Allow it to do its job. Say, thank you, I accept. Thank you, I don't need to know how. I accept that you are here working for me. Breathe through your crown, through the central pillar, your sushumna, your central channel, down, 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 into that Janisa crystal, into your belly button, into your Danchen, into your essence. I now receive with grace, ease, compassion, acceptance, harmony, gratitude, reverence, and love. That the divine me knows exactly what to filter out and what to feed me now, and receive this transmission of divine light, perfect balance. You're in the right place at the right time, in the right moment. And so it is. So it is. And so it is. It is here. It is here. I receive. I accept. And now there is a crystal forming. It is a crystal or an amulet that you've carried within, you've hidden from yourself, you've buried due to all of the lifetimes of fear, lack, retribution, persecution. That crystal you now give permission to rise, like the book of life encoded with memories, light, infused by the divine beam of light and love coming through from above, through the center of that dream catcher. You do not need to worry or fear, because the dream catcher is your divine blueprint. It's designed to keep out all that no longer serves you, unless you choose it, speak it, ask for it, worry about it. Surrender, relax into the eternal now. This crystal is rising within you. It is a library of your divine design within you. See and sense it. Allow it to rise. Maybe it's in your heart or your belly. Maybe it's in your third eye. Maybe you feel tingling in your fingertips, your toes, or your root. There's no right way to feel these energies. There's only you. There's only your wisdom, your divinity. I embrace, embody, free my divine, sacred, feminine wisdom, intuitive powers, and allow them to balance once again with the divine masculine, with the past, present, and future, with the physical and etheric. On all levels, I embrace this balance. Don't strive or crave or try to analyze. Be here now. Watch, listen, observe. The phoenix rises because of the fire. The butterfly is birthed in beauty, expression, and freedom because of the breakdown, the metamorphosis, because it lets go of who it was on every level and believes something higher, more light and beautiful, beyond anything you've ever imagined or created. Allow the sacred Merkaba, the star tetrahedron, with the heart and the infinity symbol in it. This is a code. This is a key. This is a tool Your inner self knows exactly what to do with it. See it, it's on this image. Allow it to begin to unlock you from the shackles, the beliefs, the entanglement of limits, lack, past, and pain. Now allow it to rest on your forehead and feel it beginning to slowly turn. It turns clockwise, gently, easily. You watch, you observe, you accept. We are opening the library of your galactic purpose, your potential, and your past, because you have traveled realms. You've been a priestess, a medicine woman. You've been an architect. You've been a creator, an artist. You've been a wisdom keeper. And these are now unlocking. Slowly, this turns. You feel your forehead opening. You say, I accept that I am ready to open my book of life, death, DNA, destiny. Like a clock ticking, slowly turning. You feel freedom opening your forehead, moving through all the glands in your inner eye, pituitary, pineal, corpus callosum, hypothalamus, thalamus. They are slowly filling like you are opening a lock. This divine light and the light of your crystal, of your wisdom, are meeting. Now, as this sacred shape has turned all the way around, you open your mind, you free yourself from your body. You acknowledge the crystals vibrating in your cells, in your bones, in your pineal. They've received this download of light. You are protected. You are honored. Your dreams that you've held within, you have not known, acknowledged, or you feared, they are free now. The book of life is in your hands. You have the answers. You have the divine net working with you and around you. You have everything you could possibly require for bliss, happiness, wealth, ease, grace, creativity. Nothing is withheld from me. I accept, I allow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything is here at my fingertips, within me. My bones with the memories are awakening. My mind and my inner eye are opening. I am a giant chalice, ready for this divine shift. I am shape shifting. Let the bridge open. Let the fae, the standing stones, the trees, the waters, the moon, the sun, the ancestors, let them open pathways of beauty, love, guidance, and gifts. I receive with gracious love and gratitude. Breathe in, draw all of this within, and come fully into your body. Feeling this tingling, this vibration, this shift. Your radiance is shifting. The energies you're giving off is shifting. It is done. It is mine. I accept. I don't know how it will unfold, and I love it. I expect beautiful things, and I control nothing. I hand it over to the universe because in this moment I know that I don't need to know how. I embody. It is done. It is mine. My records are open. My truth is flowing. My blood is filled with light and crystals and love. The fae and the nature spirits spin without, around me and within me, because my body is earth. The waters are my blood. The wind is my breath. Oh, yes. Earth, air, and water, and fire. Yes, fire. The sacred flames that free the inner me that is ready to burn away. Fire. I receive the fire and the mysteries of this world and allow it to burn away the illusion, the tangle in it. And now I allow all of it to sink deeply into this moment, into my body, radiating into my life, my chair, my clothes, my house, my relationships, my business, my job. I permeate with permission, passion, joy, and acceptance. This harmony, transcendence, compassion, and forgiveness. There is nothing to forgive. I am pure. I am renewed. I am resurrected. I am aligned, and as my DNA of pain unravels, the bliss is rising within me. Feel yourself in your skull, in your eyes, in your nose, your ears, your throat, your jaw. Feel yourself in your neck, your shoulders. The light is radiating from you. Feel your arms, your hands, your fingers. You feel the bones in your spine, your 33 vertebrae, opening your 33 chakras, opening the 33 dimensions of the truth of who you are. Unlock the Akash, unlock the records I carry, unlock the bliss, and illuminate my destiny. Illuminate the strands of my DNA that are ready to rise out of the heavy sheath I have put on them, and illuminate my dreams. I am pure. I am supported. I am loved. I am here on purpose. I have everything I need. I accept and I allow. Sit now into your belly, into your root. Infuse your Janisa crystal. Bring this divine light into your potential, your soul blueprint, into that part of you that you've shrunk, feared, hidden. Feel the dance of light within you. Smile and celebrate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this. More of this, please. I'm ready for this awakening, and I know it's already predestined for me. I stay on the path. I expect bliss, harmony, balance, peace, and grace. Embraced in the harmony and balance of this equinox path, deep in the womb of the Divine Mother, I now bring illumination of light, love, and permission for me to move from this moment, allowing myself to be nurtured and fed, so these soul seeds that are ready to be birthed can be burned away and rise as the most beautiful wildflowers, grow into the most beautiful fruits, bloom from my lips. I am now ready to project the reality and see it, to step through the looking glass like Alice and live the life my soul intended. Breathe in And so it is, and so it is. It is done. Ilakech alakim. I am another you. You are another me. I am the Akash. I am the angels. I am the Fae. I am the trees. I am the bridge. I am the past. I am the creative divine force of love and luminous light. Namaste. Honor the sacred within you and honor all you have done as the gifts of what you have been through are now rising within you from Grandmother Ishmokane, who has composted all the past and is now offering you a bowl of overflowing pearls of wisdom, gems of abundance, and wings of wisdom that align you with a path you never knew existed, yet walked parallel to you. I am the hologram of love. I am the luminous light and the creator of my reality. Thank you, Equinox. Thank you, Sun and Moon. Thank you, Father Sky. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, within, without, above, and below. I now affirm and choose. I am the light of the world, and the world is peace, beauty, bliss, balance, joy, happiness, fulfilling relationships, beautiful flow, everything at my fingertips, now and every moment from this. As you feel this very powerful download, this transformation, this incredible time that we've spent together, whew, that's hot. Take your time, please, to be with this, to embody this, to feel that magic, that movement, that measurement, that timeless nature that you are. From the grandmothers to the maidens to the 0 point, from death to birth to rebirth, from creation to receptivity, from sharing and giving and overflowing to receiving, endlessly fulfilled. Walk now this path of light and know you will never again be separate from the book of life that lives within you, from the dream catcher of light that is embedded in your light body, from the feathers, from the hologram of love, and the unraveling of the dreams of light that live in your DNA and came with you to be your destiny. Thank you for choosing this. Thank you for embodying this. Each one of us that receives light and embodies it changes the world and unlocks a world of beauty, bliss, harmony, and peace. And so it is. May this circle be open, yet unbroken, and the peace, beauty, and light go with us with every breath, every step, every touch, every thought, and every word. Be a conscious creator. Create in the world what you wish to see. Treat others the way you wish to be treated. Think the thoughts that you wish to be real, because you are creating them right now and at every moment. Thank you, everyone. I had no idea we were going to spend 2.5 hours together, I think. So I appreciate you. And right now, the California retreat is not on the website because it shifted. And if you email us, we don't have a lot of spots. And we have a lot of this is shifting. You may have said, oh, no, that's not for me. Oh, now that is for me. Oh, I didn't know about it. Oh, I didn't think about it. Don't let your conscious mind get in the way with how. Be in this bliss And this will speak to you. And without having to do anything else, receive this divine gift, overflow with it, and know that you have made a massive difference on the planet and in our future. Now our timeline has been filled with love, light, all of these beautiful energies that have come to awaken your crown and your spirit, to filter the nightmares and only let through the divine dreams. And let each of your beautiful lives express that divine love, power, and potential. Accept yourself. Namaste. I'm very honored to spend this time with you. Thank you, and thank you. Reach out to me if there's something I can do. We will have the California and the Glastonbury retreat on the website today, and of course, always reach out and let me know how I can support you. Thank you. Super excited. Thank you for all those hearts, Spirit Messenger.